And so in our Bible reading, we see that everyone seemed to know that Simeon was this man who'd been waiting a long time for this comfort to come. And the thing that he was waiting for was this impossible birth. And he believed in it. He was famous perhaps for being this old waiter, an old waiter. Maybe they thought, maybe people did laugh at him. Maybe they did think, oh, here he is with his story about God's going to have a virgin birth to bring the Messiah. Here he is. He still believes it. He's still waiting. Nothing's happened, but here he is. He's still waiting. No one believes him. And there were other Old Testament prophets who had similar experiences, but not as much as Simeon. Like Elijah in 1 Kings 18:21, he was telling thousands of people that the Lord is going to act. He's going to act and you'll see it. And I believe that. And that initially there was like nobody believed it. They were laughing and saying, no, it isn't going to happen. There's no evidence for it. Nobody cared about Elijah or what he had to say. But later, in verse 39 of 1 Kings 18, this miracle happens and fire comes from heaven and everyone falls on their faces. Then the prophet, then everyone saw, yeah, the word of the Lord is worth trusting. Elijah's worth trusting. It's all true. And then the prophet Jeremiah was told at the beginning of his life, no one's going to listen to you. You're going to preach the word of the Lord, but people will laugh at you. They'll even try to kill you, but they're not going to listen. But Jeremiah only had to do that for one single lifetime, and then he died, and that was the end of it. But for Simeon, it went on for like many lifetimes where he's holding on, saying, I'm trusting this word of the Lord. And he lived at a time when there was Greek culture took over, and it wasn't any longer ruled by godly, believing people, and the temple got destroyed, and then the temple wasn't destroyed then. That came later, but there was the temple, and it was not taken seriously because eventually the Greeks were replaced by the Romans, and the Romans were kind of ruling over the temple and the temple authorities. And it's like, oh my goodness, like the Lord seems further away than ever, and the culture and the politics of the day have turned against it, and the world just doesn't believe in him, doesn't believe in the Lord, doesn't believe in his word. And yet there is Simeon still holding on, still believing throughout it all.